Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
You think people really actually look forward to hearing that little jingle?
I don't know.
Every day at 11 a.m.
Every day.
So it is already 6:10 for us.
Yes.
We've been doing some things, mostly my paper.
Yes.
And Cari has been doing this kind of stuff most of the day. Washing all the clothes, getting them all ready, sorting them to be put away.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what you've been doing.
I know. And I'm a little overwhelmed by it.
Okay.
I mean, look at this cute little onesie.
That is adorable.
I mean, little man is going to be here and he's going to be fitting into this.
Oh,
There's going to be a baby in that outfit. He's actually right here.
It leaves
Hopefully
me...
he's like this.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Were you just trying to show his legs all, like, crunched up?
Yeah, well, I mean, his legs aren't up here.
Right.
He's not kicking me in the heart. He's not breaking my heart yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably the only boy who ever will.
Yeah.
Yep. So, this being our first Mother's Day, unbeknownst to either of us, Cari and I had planned to do something for each other.
We did.
And that went awry.
It did.
So basically what had happened was I decided that I was going to get up and make Cari breakfast this morning.
Okay.
I'm talking to them. You're like, okay. And Cari decided...
I have to stop being an active listener.
Oh, come on now.
Anyways.
Don't give in to the internet.
Oh, I don't know how people fold fish.
I don't either. The
How do
only
you do
person
it?
I've ever seen do it is Shelly. I don't know how she does it. She makes them look perfect.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
I feel like you were making good strides for a while there.
For a minute.
And now it just... Why don't you go ahead and just give it the old tuck and roll. Good job.
Yeah. I'm just gonna set that there.
It looks neat over there.
It looks fine.
So anyway, Cari decided she was also going to make me breakfast.
I did.
So this morning was a little bit of a hiccup.
It was.
Yeah.
Because I got up to take a shower first.
Which was early.
It was. You slept in late today because the cat was bothering you all night long.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't really bother me. The only part that bothered me throughout the night was when you would say, Katniss!
I feel really bad yelling at her, but what the heck is her deal lately?
I don't know. She either wakes me up and meows in my face, or she wakes you up in the middle of the night. I don't know what her issue is, but you were so mad at her last night, you were ready to lock her out of the bedroom.
I said that?
You said that.
Oh my
You
gosh.
said, I'm considering locking her out of this bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So,
That's cute.
it is cute in pajamas.
So I woke up this morning, I don't know what time it was, but you were already, like, you were getting dressed.
Yeah,
and
I
I'm
was
like,
getting
what in the heck's going on?
Well.
So then I'm waiting for her to, like, decide what she's doing to, like, lay back down. Because sometimes we shower and just get back into bed.
Right. We do.
So after, like, this really awkward, like, standstill, like, why are you asking me what I'm doing? Well, why aren't you in bed? Well, why aren't you up? And, like, all this weird stuff. We finally were able to deduce that both of us were getting up early to make breakfast for each other for Mother's Day.
Try to get up early.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
There was a bit of a hiccup with you being woke up by the cat and stuff.
So we both tried to surprise each other.
We did.
And it failed. In fact, we didn't even make breakfast. We ended up eating cereal.
But it was good cereal.
It was. It was.
My craving lately. I don't know why.
I wonder if one of those guys would know.
Seriously, somebody please.
Somebody's got to know.
Help me.
Okay. Sorry about my hair. Wow. It's the weekend. And it's not the freaking weekend because I'm not having any fun. I'm sorry. So, was there ever a cereal that had Rice Krispies and Cocoa Krispies in it? Because Cari had that this morning.
I did.
She ran out of Rice Krispies, so she put a little Cocoa Krispies in hers, and it looked so familiar. I haven't gone to the Google machine yet to check it out, so I thought I would just ask you guys if someone knew.
They used to, they had a fruity one.
Well, they have Fruity Pebbles.
No, they had a fruity Rice Krispies.
They did?
Yeah, it was like a berry Rice Krispies or something.
Okay, I've never heard of that.
That one was multicolored.
Berry Rice Krispies? Mm-hmm. Is it still out?
Well, we don't carry it at our store, so I can't tell you for sure.
Wow, you know my love for cereal goes deep. How do I not know? Oh my gosh.
That is.
How do I not know about this Berry Krispies though?
I don't know. It's an old cereal, I can tell you that.
Is it an old wooden ship?
Yes. You know, like, there's Waffle Crisp, which
I remember that.
Say isn't made anymore, but it is. Did you know that? Waffle Crisp is still made. We carry that in our store.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. I've never really been one to eat Waffle Crisp, but I still didn't know.
It's, you know, it's in one of those lists of things from the 90s that we wish they would bring back, like 3D Doritos.
Those were delicious.
Waffle Crisp is in that list, but Don's Bootland.
How are Bugles still around and 3D Doritos aren't?
Because Bugles you can put on your fingers like witch nails.
Right, but couldn't they have made the 3D Doritos like that? I feel like they just kind of had a missed opportunity there.
I don't know.
I don't know. Those 3D Doritos were delicious, though. What is that?
This is the sleep sack.
Oh, I still don't know how to use those.
Here we go. So you've got this, right?
Uh-huh.
You put the baby in it, its arms come out here.
Okay.
And then you wrap their arms inside of this right here.
I know that it's a good thing. Like, I'm not even trying to go back on it and say it isn't. I know that it's great.
Yeah.
I've seen all the videos. I've read all about it. It still kind of seems like a straitjacket.
Well, it comforts the baby because
I know.
When they're in the tight space in the womb, you know, if they stretch out, they feel resistance. Right?
Right.
But once they're born, if they like stretch out, it startles them because there's nothing to catch their arms or their legs.
Right, okay.
So when they're swaddled in something like that or something similar, it helps them to not startle themselves awake.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I bet you that the campers appreciate it too.
Probably.
Okay, well, we all thank you.
You're welcome.
Mama Roo! Hi, Mama Roo Bear!
Hi, Mama Roo.
Oh, that's right, Roo is a mama too.
She was a mama.
It's too bad we can never find her kittens.
Yeah, she let them go. She let them leave the nest.
Aww.
Anyways, here's your gratuitous.
RooTube. We need a jingle for. Oh, don't fall.
We need a jingle for RooTube.
Yeah.
Send us your thoughts, guys.
It's time for RooTube. RooTube. Meow, 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 meow. RooTube.
And again,
No?
you are not the best with jingles.
Fine.
My hair curls weird around my glasses.
What do you mean?
Like, it curls around my glasses and then it sticks out.
I think it's cute.
I don't.
It's like wings. So many things. You could talk about Red Bull. You could talk about women's AIDS with wings.
What?
Pads.
Oh.
I was trying. I was reaching, apparently.
Yeah.
So we have, we're gonna tell you guys a couple of stories about our moms as a little Mother's Day tribute. But first, we wanted to say Happy Mother's Day to...
We do. Happy Mother's Day.
To mothers, to fathers who are a mother and a father, to anyone with a pet who takes on that motherly caregiver role foster parents,
step parents,
grandparents who also are, you know,
Yeah.
mothers.
Adoptive parents. Yeah.
Yeah, people who have lost children. You know, those who are trying to conceive.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people out there. So happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
To all of you. And on cue, we both start talking. It's like she hears that beep.
Yeah.
Thanks for making us a mother, Rue.
Anyways, sometimes this day is not easy for some people.
Yeah.
And just know that we are thinking of you.
Absolutely.
If this is a hard day for you, we are sending you love.
Yeah, we've received some correspondence. We've learned a lot through you guys. You know, like growing a family, becoming a family, extending a family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we've been learning along the way as we do all this. So we've learned from people who used to previously watch our vlogs, who, you know, were in the process of trying to have children and they couldn't. So they've stopped watching us now because,
It's been
you know,
too hard.
it's been too hard, and our
understand.
vlogs are really, you know, focused around our daily lives, which includes the arrival of little man.
Right.
You know, so we understand, we get it. It can't be easy.
No.
I mean, we've certainly lost people in our lives. Fortunately, we've, you know, never lost our parents or children. But we certainly can sympathize with those who have.
Right.
So.
Okay, Rue.
Yeah. With that being said, we couldn't really think of a better way to do this part without maybe telling some stories about our mothers.
Well, I don't know if my mom would appreciate any stories about her, but
Yeah.
I can say that my mom has been wonderful, and she's been so helpful, especially lately. I call her up and she comes over. She's such a handy woman.
Yeah.
She puts up shelves, she helps me paint, she
Plumbing, electrical.
can sew anything.
She makes
She-
costumes.
Can woodwork with things. You know, she's been a godsend, really.
Yeah.
And her favorite store is Menards, and whenever I need to go there, she drives me.
She really does. I go in that store and I don't even know where I'm going. So
Yeah.
we're always like, Mary, or Carrie will say, Mom, we need to go to Menards. And she just goes, because we always FaceTime her.
Yeah.
All right.
But she loves
Give me a
it.
few minutes.
She loves the store.
Right. And then she walks through the doors and it's like,
All right, we know exactly where to go. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's really funny, but there's a scene in with Ron Swanson in Parks and Rec when he's in one of those like stores and the guy walks up, can I help you? And he's like, I know more than you. I feel like that could be Mary.
And, okay, this is a story. Okay. It happened today at dinner.
Oh, okay.
So my sister was telling us about how her cat chewed the cord to the blinds. And she wanted to know if they could be saved because he chewed the cords completely off.
Okay.
And she had to lower the blinds in order to take a shower because there's a window there in her bathroom, right? So my mom said, no, you probably need to get new blinds. They're gonna be about $23 on sale at Menards.
She knew that?
We're like, how do you know these prices? You know, like, it was just, it was funny.
I know.
At the dinner table, and then it tied into the conversation, so.
I remember one time we were at Menards and I asked her where those cat toys were, and she's like, oh, they're right down there, 2 aisles over. And she just kept walking. I was like, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever we need to, we're not really ones to like buy people gift cards. You know, I mean, when we have to, we do. Like if somebody specifically requests one. But that is one thing that we don't feel bad getting her mom.
Yeah.
Is a Menards gift card because we know that she will. I mean, that's like giving her pure gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She goes there at least twice a week.
Yes.
She's always keeping busy. So.
Now, my mom's kind of on the other side of that coin.
Okay.
I'm sure she can sew. I've just really never really seen her do it.
Your mom keeps very busy. She's I'd say she's too busy to sit down and sew.
Yeah, she's more of the make sure that, first of all, I believe, and this is coming from me, my mom has about 23 kids. And all of you are kind of like, what? What do you mean?
You have 23 siblings?
Pretty much. My entire life, I've been an only child. You know, as far as conceiving biologically, all of that kind of stuff. But I don't know that I've ever really spent a lot of alone time with my mom. She's helped raise so many children, and she still does to this day.
She does.
I mean, growing up as a kid, I remember when my mom would say, okay, let's go to McDonald's. Well, I would hurry up and like call my friend Jason and say, Jason, we're going to McDonald's. Jason would then call Chris, and then somebody would call Tom, and they'd all be at the end of the corner waiting. And my mom never argued, never did anything, and she just said,
really?
Come on, guys, get in the car. You know, she started to learn her lesson, and she wouldn't tell me where we were going, you know, because as a teenager, taking teenagers to McDonald's, it's way more expensive.
That's a pretty penny.
Right, than taking, you know, kids to get them like a Happy Meal or whatever.
Right.
But, you know, my mom has helped, like I said, raise so many kids, and it's, you know, like I've, to be honest with you guys, I was jealous a little while there, you know, because I always say, you know, my mom's off saving the world. But now that I'm an adult, I can realize, look at all these lives that my mom has impacted. You know, like yesterday, I didn't get to see my mom today. Unfortunately, I was at home working on a paper. I didn't even get to go and see Mary.
Right.
I sent my love, though, to both of them. But I told my mom, because I had my test and it was ending at 1 o'clock on Friday. And I said, if you'd like, I'm about, I'd say like 40 minutes from my mom's house, my school is. So I said, if you want, you can meet me for lunch and I'll, you know, take you to lunch for Mother's Day. She said, oh, I really love to go, but I got to pick up the kids from school. And I said, okay. So then I ended up calling her, and it turned out she also had an assembly to go to. 2 of my little cousins, they were student of the month.
Aww.
Yeah, so she went to their assembly because that's kind of a big deal for them both to be student of the month.
It is, yeah.
Right. So my mom was doing that, and still she's, you know, well into her 60s and still going to these schools, still going to recitals, birthday parties, still imparting her wisdom on these young, impressionable lives. And I couldn't be more proud of this woman who raised me. And I really hope that she instilled those values into me to pass along to our little guy.
I think she did.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know, also I can't not say anything about Mother's Day and not talk about my grandmother. I always remember buying, you know, Happy Mother's Day grandma cards, because my grandma was always there too.
Yeah.
And I don't remember when or why, but there was sorry, I'm gonna get a little nervous because I don't want to cry.
Oh, no.
So I'm like playing with stuff on the table. I just remember all being dressed up to go to church one day on a Sunday, and it was my mom, my grandma, me, and my little doll.
Yeah.
My Cabbage Patch doll.
Aww.
Yeah, I used to take it with me wherever I went. Didn't remember the name of the Cabbage Patch, but since the Cabbage Patch had Xavier tattooed on the butt, you know how they had those? Like the name was written on every Cabbage Patch doll on the butt, had like the stamp of Xavier. Was it Roberts?
I have no idea.
Anyway, I used to call the Cabbage Patch Xavier.
Oh.
Now, as I grew up, I did things to the Cabbage Patch that I'm not proud of. I wanted to be a doctor, so I had surgery with it. So I did cut it open and put things in there, and then surgically removed the things and tried to sew it up. I mean, I realized that could have come out wrong, so I'm glad I really quickly corrected that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just remember that was a really good Mother's Day, and I don't know why I remember that one, but I'm really thankful to have had both of those women in my life, and I'm glad that my mom is still here, and you know, I know that my mom misses her mom quite a bit. So, you know, to anyone who's missing someone, our family definitely understands how you feel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of your grandma, you have a story about her that is my favorite story about your grandma.
Okay.
It's when you cut your hair.
Oh, yeah.
You need to tell everyone about it. I love it. I love the way you tell it, I think.
Okay, so I'll try not to make it too long because I just told like a really long story, but this story actually involves my mom and my Aunt Ruth too. When I was a kid, my Aunt Ruth had this giant pool, and I had really long hair. Now when I say long hair, it was way longer than Cari's. Like all my life I had hair probably down to my butt up until this time. I think I was about 7 or 8. And my Aunt Ruth was so, like, she felt so bad for me because I would always tell her, I can't stand my hair, it's so long, it gets so tangled, please help me, please help me. So she called my Aunt Linda, and my Aunt Linda came over and cut my hair. Now, my hair was cut to where it was like,
you had the middle part?
yeah, something like this, and it was like super short, and it could have...
was this short?
Yeah, it could have even looked like this. Yes, it was very short.
Oh, I was thinking like chin
No, no, it was short hair.
Oh, okay, let's fix this.
Okay, so my grandma was coming down to visit one day, and I was on my bike, and I had a little BMX bike, of course, because I had to keep up with all my friends. And I'm out in the yard, like jumping, doing like things, and my grandma pulls up, and I'm so excited to see her. I like pedal up to the car and like jump off the bike, you know, and the bike keeps going, you know how kids did that?
Yeah.
And I said, hi. And she turns and looks at me and says, hello. And just shuts the door and continues to walk in the house. I'm like, what the hell just happened? And I mean, this is my grandmother, the woman who, when she sees me, she kisses me, never lets me go.
Right.
Just everywhere on my face, and so many times that I was like, Grandma, stop it, stop it.
But you loved it.
But of course I loved it. And so she ends up going in the house. So I go in the other door, and she said something to my aunt about, man, there's a lot of neighbor kids out today. So I walk in, I come in through the living room, and I'm like, Grandma, what the heck? And she looked at my Aunt Ruth, and my Aunt Ruth took off, first of all. Left the kitchen faster than you would believe.
Bless you.
And my grandma started chasing her because she had cut my hair, and no one told my grandma.
Oh.
My mom also found out, I believe, the same day or maybe the night before, because I know I got the haircut the night before, so it must have been the night before. My mom's reaction was not the same either. I'm pretty sure it resulted in my mom not talking to my Aunt Ruth for a couple days. I'm sure my grandma got over it a little faster because she came down for a visit.
Right.
But yeah, they were all pretty mad at her for that. But it was so funny. I can still see my grandmother look at me and just, you know, hello. And just very
That's
proper.
my favorite part of the story is when you tell her.
Well,
Say her saying hello.
because my grandma was always like, how you doing? Hi. You know, she was like always like, you know, funny, bubbly, and she just turned and went, hello. And just kept going. I'm like, and here, I'm just standing there like, what?
What?
Where
happened?
are we? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, it's weird. One thing I hope to always let little man know is, you know, how important, you know, his parents will be to him.
Yeah.
His grandparents, his hopefully future siblings. You know, I hope that he just understands how important family is.
He will.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on that note.
Yeah. It's been a day. I gotta get back to writing my paper.
Excuse me.
Okay. You good?
Yes.
I can't even get mad at her because she just has such bad heartburn.
Heartburn, hiccups.
And better out than in.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Who says that?
I think Shrek actually says it.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
It is Shrek.
Yep.
So.
So anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today.
And thank you for sharing us with your friends.
And we will catch you on the flippity.
Don't forget to follow us on all of our social media pages.
Especially the tweeters.